Howdy, Poop Shoot. I'm back with another unboxing video. And today's is another Autobot vehicle. One of the originals, one you might have thought I would have done by now because he is one of the most popular characters of all time probably. And like I said, also one of the most diminutive. So without further ado, today's unboxing is the Autobot Bumblebee. Bumblebee was like I said, he was one of the smallest Autobots, also probably one of the weakest, and because of this, he had some confidence issues. He would sometimes bite off more than he could chew and get himself into some predicaments when he's going up against much more powerful Decepticons, a lot of times by himself, and he wanted to be worthy of being a member of the Autobots team and as important as, you know, some of the bigger guys. And his size, though, although he saw it as a negative a lot of ways, it was also a positive in others. Being smaller and more stealthy, he was a better spy. He was better at getting in and doing more disruptive, covert kind of operations. And although he may not have valued that as much as being a big, strong guy who can just blast away and beat the tar out of the opposition, this small, stealthy kind of aspect of his character trait came in handy more often than not. So here's a clip of Bumblebee and some other guys, some other Autobots in the middle of an operation where he kind of showcases his skills.
All the comforts of home, if you like living in an auto-robotic factory. Wow. I bet you can work miracles here. I'll need to, if I'm gonna learn how the Decepticons control your dad.
I found this little knick-knack at Decepticon headquarters. A computer disk with their mind control program.
Mind control, of course. A conductor chip with hypnotic properties. Diabolical.
So there you go. He snuck into Decepticon headquarters, stole a vital piece of information, got it back, and then they were able to go do something with this information. Now, Bumblebee, the original G1 toys, the bigger characters all had more elaborate models that would require a bit more transforming, but the line of, I guess they were called or considered like microbots maybe or something like that. Bumblebee, Cliffjumper, Beachcomber, Cosmos, Sea Spray, Brawn, Gears, all the kind of smaller Autobots. Huffer is another one. They had these really small characters. They were a lot smaller than the more regular guys, and their sequences of transforming were a lot more simple. If I'm thinking of Bumblebee's character, which let's have a look at his G1 toy right now. See, so as you can see, it's pretty basic. So if I can remember transforming him correctly, I think I have his toy. Actually, I should have brought it up. But anyways, you started it. I think it was like 3 steps. You started by pulling like the front of his car. You pulled his 2 feet down and tilted the feet out. Then you pulled the sets of wheels were his arms, so you pulled the 2 wheels out from the side and those were his arms, and then you flipped up the silver thing on the back, which was his head. It's like literally 3 steps, takes you literally 1 second to transform him. So those were like the Microbots series that encompassed all of those smaller characters, right? So this one obviously is a lot more elaborate, the Masterpiece edition of Bumblebee. As you can see though, he is going to be of significant size compared to what his G1 toy looked like, but based on the size of this box, you can see that it's the smallest box so far. It's smaller than Ratchet, Ironhide, Trax. Who else have I done? I forget now. Smokescreen. Much smaller than that. So you can tell automatically that his size compared to those other characters is going to be, you know, the appropriate that much bit smaller. So, but without further ado, let's crack this guy open and see what he looks like. So Bumblebee, also known as Bumble. Here we go with the plastic again, right? And the tape. So, as usual with these masterpiece characters, we've got instructions. Oh, this card came in a little sleeve. I don't think they normally do, but can't recall for sure. There's his artwork, Bumble. And then looks like a couple of spare parts, maybe some side mirrors, maybe. And the instructions, and let's see. So already you can see just by looking at it that he's that much smaller than everybody else that I've done so far. And he even comes with Spike, his human buddy's character, in this little spacesuit. I think when they went to Cybertron or something, if I remember correctly. And that was the other thing about Bumblebee, is that he was one of the most, like, the Autobots had, you know, varying opinions on humans and Earth and stuff like that, but Bumblebee was one of the ones who, you know, befriended humans more so than a lot of the other guys. So him and Spike had a really good relationship and that sort of thing. So he was good that way. I'm not sure what that is. License plate, maybe? Huh. Looks like it, yeah. But either way, you can see, like, look how much smaller that fits, like literally like half of my hand, a little more than that is. So compared to Smokescreen, who would have taken up, you know, my whole hand. So you can see that there is a good size difference putting all of these various characters, you know, to scale, right? So, but without further ado, let's get him transformed. I'm hoping that with him being a little bit smaller, the transformation process will be less complicated, because I've commented before about how difficult these things can be to transform, and I worry about breaking stuff. So hopefully this one will be a little more zen in the transformation process. So let's get to it. So here's the finished product. Bumblebee transformed in a robot form. He came with the one blaster, the side view mirrors, and also a change for his face, which I think most of them so far have, well, not most, maybe half of them have come with so far. I tried to change his into a smile, but I couldn't get the faceplate off, and I didn't want to force it, so I was like, whatever. Bumblebee's model compared to the other ones, I find it's a little bit looser in terms of his joints and stuff. This one especially, and when you try and stand him up, sometimes the legs kind of give away, so you just have to find the right kind of pose for him that'll work. But otherwise, like, again, a perfect likeness of another G1 Transformer, just like you'd expect him to look like in real life. And as you can see, yes, the size is very much in relation to all the other characters. I love that they scale everything as the creators or whoever decided what all their different sizes would actually be like. It's really neat to see them all lined up together and the different heights and stuff. And Spike could also transform, which I found as I flipped the page on the instructions, into what they call this, he's in an exosuit, and it can transform into this little kind of moon crawler vehicle thing. So so I had to use my teeth on a couple of these parts because they were a little tight, but I got it all done. Nothing got broken, and I know what I'm doing now. So I hope you've enjoyed this one as well. The next one is going to be a little different. It's going to be another Transformer, but there's a little difference in the one I'm doing next, so just a little hint of what's to come, a mysterious hint of what's to come. But yeah, hopefully again next weekend I'll keep these going regularly, and we will see that next one soon enough. And until then, have a great rest of the weekend and week ahead, and have fun.